Who is your witness?
This is my mom. She's the one that took me. She took me and dropped me off, and then sometimes she'd pick me up from their house because I can't get a license because of my disability.
Okay.
So she would drop me off, and whenever they made the agreement, or they tried to make the agreement to lower the payment, I had her on speaker, and she was right there as well.
So she's a witness of that. Okay. All right. I just wanted to acknowledge your witness. I'm not going to beat a dead horse here. I do have one question for you, Ms. Chavez. If you could do this whole thing over again, what, if anything, would you do differently?
I would learn how to manage my bills before I even try to learn how to pay somebody else first, because that was my first mistake. Was I didn't know how to manage any of my bills at the same time, so everything literally piled up all at once, and I'm still trying to pay other things off at the same time as literally trying to do this. So it's...
And do you think that by you trying to get someone else to maybe handle this was sort of your way of trying to distance yourself from really taking responsibility and really managing your
No, not taking responsibility.
Account?
More of so it's just I do get really bad anxiety dealing with other people and just trying to like do interviews and just like things like that. So that was more of so not trying to not take accountability for anything or not trying to pay her. It was just more of me being nervous and scared to meet with other people. So yeah.
All right. Well, I don't have any other questions. I can open it up.
May I ask how old you are?
19.
19.
Is it okay if we do talk to our witness?
Excuse me?
For what?
Oh, we believe you. At least I'm sorry. I don't talk for my colleagues.
I asked you who your witness was because I wanted to see what she would be able to contribute. But we don't need to unless there's something burning that you need to.
The only thing is she made it clear from the start about transportation because of her seizure issues. I took her multiple times to go over there. I would take her and drop her off on an hour or two's notice.
I do have one more question. How can you watch children? I understand that it's the driving, but how can you be in charge of children full time?
Because I've had them my entire life. I can tell you I'm gonna have one anywhere between like 45 minutes to an hour before I have one, and I can make sure that one, the kids are taken care of and I'm taken care of, and I don't need help.
Why wouldn't you be able to drive then?
Because the neurologist has to sign off on because I've had it my entire life, the neurologist won't sign off on it. I was born with it.
And she also has a vagal nerve stimular implant that controls her seizures to where what it does is it picks up on the physiological changes in the body that happen leading up to the seizure,
and I have a magnet.
It stops it.
And I have a magnet that I wear. I don't have it on today. I wear a magnet and I wave it over the battery and it stops the seizure. So I could stop it myself too if I do feel like it's going to happen.
Since she's had that implant, she has not had a single seizure. She's had some while she was asleep, but never once
of course.
at all.
Okay, I'm good.
Thank you. All right, we're going to excuse you while we deliberate in this matter. Thank you.
I think that the defendant we saw here today was a defendant that came off a little bit differently than in the text messages.
Yes, when you read them.
Because it was really frustrating reading the text and kind of seeing a tone deafness about not paying. Like, I got bills, sorry lady, but it seems like there was just a disconnect, because what I saw here today was a defendant who really regrets that she couldn't pay. It doesn't make her any less liable, and it doesn't make it any less inexcusable that she hired someone she couldn't afford to pay. So I think she's entitled to the entire amount. She did offer to compromise it at one point, but the defendant didn't follow through on that. Had she followed through, that would have been the new accord and satisfaction, but an accord with no satisfaction, you can't hold her to that when the defendant didn't hold up her end of the bargain. So I think she's entitled to the $960.
I agree.
I agree.
We have a verdict.
We do.